Hey everybody, Christopher Odd here, and this is a game called Heat Signature. I think a lot of you guys are gonna like this. I've played for a couple of hours, and I just keep saying to myself, one more mission. No, I'll just capture one more spaceship. And then it's like all this time flies by. It's really hard to describe, but basically it's a game about breaking into spaceships, but each spaceship has its own problem. We get sent there on certain missions where we need to assassinate or capture people or what have you. This is like the entire world here, and then if we zoom in really close, this is our ship. And so you can see that we've got some work to do. These are different factions, like the Glitchers, the Sovereign, the Foundry, and the Offworld. We'll run missions in each of these territories, and eventually we can start to liberate some other stations. It's really cool. I'm actually going to just replay through the tutorial, which sets it up really succinctly. And it tells it, it's pretty funny writing too. So we're going to replay tutorial and rock and roll. We actually have to visit our station before doing that. So let's zoom in there. Okay. This is not how I pictured my retirement. Getting shot over a nebula of battery acid in the ass end of nowhere. But I'm invested now. And there's one last thing I want to do before I quit. So it just drops us into this giant world. We're gonna go and dock. And we control this. It's very momentum based, so it's all thrusters. But it's fun to control actually. It's got a little weight to it. So we move around with the W, A, S, and D keys. We can zoom out as far as we want. You can zoom all the way out to see the entire galaxy, or you can zoom right in. So this is going to be very descriptive and tell us exactly what to do in the tutorial, but it's a good setup and explains things rather well. Okay, so anything that's laying around on a ship, you can teleport to you. So you'll see that there's a face breaker over here, and there's a key that's just sitting here. This like almost never happens, but for the sake of the tutorial, that's why we can teleport them. So we can bring over this face breaker and the key card, which opens up this door. Now, we've got an enemy over here. We're gonna make the face breaker, which is a freakishly fast, light, quiet, and powerful non-lethal melee weapon previously owned by your character, Satyr Fiasco. It's concussive, so it knocks people out. It ignores armor. It's got a long dash range, so we can target from a distance and then zoom right in. Quick recovery, so swing again almost immediately after a successful strike. And quiet strike, it can only be heard from 1 meter away. All of these things are really important because these descriptors go into every other type of weapon that we find, and every other weapon is different. So now that we're paused here, we're gonna hold aim to strike, and we'll jump right in there and take him down. So then, he had a gun, which we can take. We're gonna pause that. We're gonna equip it to our right mouse button. This is lethal, causes people to die. Usually forever. You know, we've seen stranger things. So now we're gonna move over here. It's telling us to just take a shot anywhere. That's caused an intruder, or an intruder alert. So this guy's coming to take us down. Now, we can take him out with the face breaker, which is concussive, doesn't kill him. We can take him out with a gun. We can play lethal, non-lethal. Some missions call for lethality, some don't. But it's all about the pause. This is how we do the cool stuff. In advanced missions, we're gonna get all sorts of crazy weapons that like let us teleport and things that we can bounce off walls and weird grenades and all sorts of crazy shenanigans. So we should be able to just take him out without him noticing. There we go. Got that level 2 key card that was on the ground. And now we can go up top. So guards sound the alarm. If they hear a shot, find a body, or see you. If the countdown hits 0, you'll be captured. Taking out the captain cancels the countdown. That's very, very, very important. We're gonna unpause when we're ready, which is now. So we can take out the captain. And now, ship is secured. We can fly the ship. If we go out here, we could jump out if we wanted to. We do not have a level 3 key card that would normally be required to get into these areas. But this is just a tutorial, so it doesn't really matter. We're gonna fly the ship. We'll set course for Cold Rock Haven. Breaker, I've got the siege ship. I've laid into course for Cold Rock Haven. This ship can crash the defenses, but you're gonna reprogram them from the inside while they're down. I'm gonna throw myself into space now. Meet me in the bar if I don't die. Okay, we're throwing ourselves into space. Boom. So now that we're out in space, could cause a little bit of a problem, couldn't it? Tom Francis pretty much built everything from the ground up. He's got some help from John Roberts doing the art. Got another fella doing the music, John Halpert. And the best thing I can say to describe this, Chris Harvey on music as well, is it's charming. Now, you might be looking at that little mission and be like, what? That's it? Just you wait. These missions can get pretty wild. Welcome to Heat Signature, everybody. Here we go. Cold Rock Haven has been captured and recaptured 4 times this year. First 3 times, no one lived there, could fight it. This time, one of them can. This time, one of them has a 40-year career in espionage, a breacher stealth pod, and a kinetic facebreaker. So it's gonna change hands one last time. This time, I'm taking it. Now, remember, we're currently not in our ship. We're floating in space. If we're gonna pause here. We can remote control our pod at any time that we're not in it. So let's remote control our pod. And we'll just zoom in. As we get closer, it starts to zoom. And then we just need to catch ourselves. There we go. This is important for missions where we fail and we get caught. Sometimes we can jump out of them. Or get kicked out of the ship, and then we have to go catch ourselves. You can also advance time really quickly if you hold F. Traveling the galaxies takes a little bit of work, you know? Alright. So, we are in here. There's a lot of things we can do. First thing we're gonna do is talk to Breaker. Holy shit, you're alive. Yeah, I get that more than you'd think. Hey, we have a station! It's a station that I just took control of. I have a station. It's almost hard to believe 9 people have shot you, Satyr. I believe it when I lift my arm. This is gonna start something, you know. Other stations are gonna want to throw off the shackles like this. 4 factions fighting over this cloud. If we ever get their strongholds, this war just ends. That's the idea. So, what he's mentioning there is kind of like the overarching campaign. There's not like a big story or anything, but the idea is to liberate all of these stations and then try to take down their strongholds, and basically everyone would be free instead of being ruled by these factions. So that's the plan. Sure you don't want to postpone your retirement and help out? You'd tear through these amateurs. Yeah, you know what? I'm helping. I'm drinking, and I'm helping. Fair enough. So that's it? You're really just gonna retire? I can't picture it. What are you gonna do? Look, man, I've got connections. People here have money. I'm just gonna sell out. Well, if I can't make them spend it all on liquor, I'll send them to you. Thanks, B. All right, so we're gonna move over here, and we are now retired. So this is just the tutorial character. Now what happens is anytime you start a new game, you're presented with 4 different characters that you can pick. Each of them has their own unique personal mission. It's in the top right. They're usually like, they're all revenge based, right? Kill the glitchers who murdered my mom, or kill the sovereign officer who murdered my boyfriend, bring in the foundry officer who murdered my friend, and kill the foundry officer who murdered my sister. It tells you what these intel costs are. Intel costs are things it's a currency that you're going to need to spend to be able to accomplish your personal mission. But each of these characters also have different weapons. I can't really move over there yet, but you can see Carbon Laguna has a long blade and a long range crash beam. Kel's Glass has a short blade and a rechargeable extreme range key cloner. That's really cool. Geo Rotanev has a wrench and a high-capacity emergency shield. And then Yassine Gemini has a wrench and an extreme range visitor. So the long-range crash beam, I can actually select these guys. And we're in control now. We can just highlight it. It turns off turrets, shields, and any electronic guard kit, even through walls. Hold down the button to aim, etc., etc. Interesting thing is some of them are recharging, some of them are not. So this can be used 3 times, and then it's gone. But you also have a long blade. We can also just go back here and we can switch our character, I believe. Here we go. Kel's Glass, if we wanted to check this out. The rechargeable extreme range key cloner. Copies a guard's key card from a distance, even through walls. Hold the button to aim the beam. Release to clone. Only consumes a charge if it did something. Now, because it's rechargeable, when we come back to visit our friendly station, it'll recharge and we can use it 3 times again. Pretty cool, because getting access to different areas on the ships, you can find cargo, you can find different types of weapons or weird little gadgets and things like that. And you can complete missions a lot differently because you don't have to kill everybody necessarily. Let's see what the other characters have, just so that you guys can see the variety here. Geo Rotanev. So high capacity emergency shield protects you from all damage for 3 seconds per use. Incoming projectiles are reflected. Pretty good. It's pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. But Yassine, extreme range visitor. This one's unique. You can click anywhere within this giant radius to teleport there, but you're gonna be pulled back to your original location 2 seconds later. So if you wanna like take somebody out in the other room really quickly and then get teleported back, you can do that. This is a single use only though, so I'm not the biggest fan. I think what we're gonna do is go with Kel's Glass for the extreme range cloner. Now, a couple of things we can do. We can go on a mission. We can do a practice run down here if we want, where it just randomly generates spaceships. This is where we can buy different things. We don't have any, they call it intel right now. We have 4 over here. This is where we can buy things, upgrade some of our stuff. We could talk to Satyr Fiasco, the one that was looking to retire, and we could talk to Breaker Gemini. So remember, our personal mission is to kill the Sovereign officer who murdered my boyfriend. Let's go and talk to Satyr Fiasco about this. Hey, you need something? Yeah, I've got a score to settle with Jazz Lamorne. Can you help? Yeah, probably. Send me the details. I'll put some feelers out. Okay, done. My fee's 200 intel. I'll start now, but come back when you've got the money and I can start telling you where to look. Yikes. Yeah, sorry to be a mercenary, but when people need paying. Intel comes from betrayal. Betrayal is expensive. All right. Cool. The other thing we could do is we could talk to Breaker Gemini. Hey, Kels, how you been? Hey, Breaker. Yeah, what do you need? I just want to ask you something. Shoot. So, how do you know Fiasco? You ever hear of the Sleepers? I have, but let's explain it for anyone eavesdropping. Fiasco's why they're gone. It's a long story. Oh, okay, well, I've got time. They're a massive force, came out of the cold, speaking a language no one knew, with tech we'd never seen. People thought they were going to take the whole drift. Then, somewhere in the fight, they killed the wrong person. I never heard who, and she ain't saying, but someone Fiasco cared about. And she just took them apart over years. Some of it was direct. She killed their commander within 2 hours, leaked their ciphers, and personally stole like 1/3 of their fleet. But some of it had to be her. But you can't see how. Sovereign showed up at the worst possible time. She doesn't control Sovereign. They don't even like her. The Sleepers lost the last of their fleet in an electrical storm. Does she control storms? No one controls storms, right? Anyway, that's how I heard of her. And one day, this white-haired woman walks into my local looking like she could kill everyone in the room. So I strike up conversation. Now she's got me stealing space stations. It's a good story. So we could ask him some other stuff, but we're gonna get into some missions. So let's head out and check out the job listings. So there's different levels of missions that we can do, difficulty levels, easy, hard, medium, hard, and different intel rewards. So early on, it makes sense to go on easy missions until we get better gear, where we can have more diverse options to take on the more difficult missions. So let's do an easy mission here. It gives you mission details. So basically we need to assassinate this Lyra Delphinus. There's no alarm response, so this ship has gone rogue and cannot flee to a station if the guards sound the alarm, so you have as long as you like to deal with it. And there's few guards as a skeleton crew. There are guards that are carrying wrenches, and then there's quote-unquote bosses that are carrying key cards and guns, which are typically used to shoot people. So let's take this mission. It'll also show us how much progress we'll make towards being able to liberate a station. So let's accept. And what we're gonna do is leave. And you can see, like, these could be anywhere, anywhere in this galaxy. One thing to look out for if you're playing this game within the next 2 weeks, I believe, right after launch, there's a special spaceship that's got a blinking light. If you go there, you can find this gun called the Everything Gun. It's only going to be around for 2 weeks, but if you find it, then it can randomly spawn in all of your future campaigns. If you don't get it within the 2 weeks, then you're never going to get it, unless they decide to put it out again, which they probably will. But yes, let's get in here, and let's see about taking down our first mission. It's okay, little bumps. All right, we're docked. So what I like to do is zoom in, and then you can hold shift. Let's pause it actually. And you can see who we need to assassinate. This is the guy. You can move around. We've got a guard down here. We've got the captain over here. Some explosives. Fuel barrel destroys the entire room if it's hit with lethal damage. And nobody else in the vicinity. So this is going to be pretty basic. I'm looking at this. I think I'm going to try to sneak up on this guy, and then we'll go and take this guy out. It's all about the pauses. So we go in, we initiate combat, and this one we can hold. So I'll actually show you. Hold down the button to automatically strike enemies that come into range. This will kill him, but this should beat his wrench. There we go. And we can pick up the wrench if we wanted to. This is an assassination mission. So what we could do, we're gonna kill this guy, but we could capture him and take him back, and we'll still complete the mission. But they'll say, oh, don't worry about it. We'll do the killing. I'm gonna go looking for him. He's gonna come around the corner. Got him. So, in regular missions that are slightly more difficult, this is really just to learn the basics. You can like hide the bodies and stuff. You can pick these guys up. If you need to capture them, you can take them off the ship. I'm just looking around to see if there's any type of cargo. There isn't. So we're just gonna do our job, and we're gonna get out of here. So simple. Whoops. The easy missions are quite easy, but in my time playing, there were just learning the mechanics, learning the way that things work. It took me a little while to get used to controls. So it's pretty important that you get in there and you pause and think about what you're gonna do. We'll take on a tougher mission next, so I can give you an idea of what that's like. Okay, so mission's complete. It gives us a little breakdown. So non-target crew killed, non-target crew harmed, living witnesses, alarms, injuries suffered, and then our pay and progress towards liberation. It's this bar underneath that you can't really see, but the blue section there, that'll continue to grow. Now, you might be thinking, okay, what about these other guys? Why would I ever want to switch characters? Well, good question. Some of them do different things, but there's a pretty good chance that in some mission you're going to fail and you're going to be captured. When that happens, your guy is gone unless you get a special mission to go and then rescue them. But that doesn't end the game. It ends your personal conquest towards this, but it doesn't end the overall campaign and trying to liberate everything and kind of take control of all these different factions. So let's head back out. Let's get another mission. Oh, this is cool. Okay, so this could be very difficult, but these ones where Fiasco is noted here, this ship's been on my radar as a lead on your target, Jazz Lamorne. I don't care if you do the mission, but get on board and check out the terminal I've marked. It'll save my people some work and I'll knock 40 intel off my fee. So we could go on this mission. We don't even need to complete it, but if we do it, if we do what she's asked and check the terminal, then it becomes cheaper to do our final mission. And you can get to that final mission in a relatively short period of time with each individual, but the larger overall campaign takes a while. These guys are pretty intense. I don't know that we can take on a hard mission with the basics that we have here. So let's go and do a capture mission where we have to capture Magic Elvashik. So we need a non-lethal weapon, which we have. The wrench can be our non-lethal weapon. It's a medium-sized ship. There's no alarm response because the ship has gone rogue. The guards have non-lethal, but the bosses have keycards and concussive guns, which can knock us out, but they can't kill us. So, shall we? And look at the liberation progress here, pretty big. Tougher the mission, the more liberating potential. Let's go in. I'll show you how the keycard scanner works now. I won't be able to show you every weapon in one video, because there's tons of different types. But I'll try to utilize some variety here. These more difficult missions require a little bit more attention. Come on. It's subtle. We're getting in there. All right, nailed it. Almost got on the first try. Now, one thing we could do right off the bat, because we see a key card here, I'm gonna take this, and we can do it from anywhere. So we've got a level 1 key card and a level 2 key card right off the bat. So let's zoom around and let's see. We've got a cargo pod here. I definitely want to get to that. This is the person we need to capture. He's being protected by 2 other people. Let's see. These little tips in the bottom right are pretty important. You can kill nearby unconscious guards from the pause menu. We don't have anybody unconscious right now, but if we did, this is how we would do them. So this guy, he's pretty safe to take out. Let's start there. Got him. Now we've got a concussive gun from him. I'm gonna just hide him up top here. Notice how this guy's now patrolling. Got him. Stockpiling my bodies. Okay, so he actually had a long-range cloner, but we also have a concussive gun. Now this is cool, but it is a bit loud. It's gonna fire like a gun, so people are gonna hear it. Don't know that we want to use that right here. Let's see, how can we let's go and get the cargo. I'll wait for this guy to come around the corner. Got him. It's kind of like a little bit of like Hotline Miami style. Okay, cargo. So we've got a rechargeable visitor. Teleport. Let's see. Teleport will move you instantly, but each type has unique limitations. Like this one, the visitor. You'll be pulled back to your original location 2 seconds later. So let's put it here. We can just equip 2 things at a time, either left-clicking or right-clicking. So we've got the wrench on the left mouse button and the visitor on the right. So what I could do, we could try something kind of cool here. I could like, whoa. Okay, so I didn't mean to go there right away, but now we're in here and now we've got problems. So I can take this guy out and then I'm gonna pause again. The cooldown on the wrench, you can see it's gonna slowly go down. I'm gonna actually switch to my concussive gun. You know what? Since we're in like super close range here, I don't want to cause a bunch of other people chasing me. I'm actually going to switch to the short blade. And then we got him. We can go into throwing mode. So if we hit T, we can now throw the weapon that we have. And I'm gonna throw it at this guy. Now it's still gonna suck me back. See, that's what's cool. Okay, so that's pretty cool. I'm talking a million miles an hour here, but that visitor thing, we just jumped over there, took out that room, and now we're back to where we are. So you can see there's some pretty interesting implications there. Now, what do we got here? Rechargeable crash beam. These are awesome, actually. And we have a bunch of rechargeable stuff already, which is nice. Turns off turrets, shields, and any electronic guard kit, even through walls. Hold down the button to aim, release a crash. Only uses a charge if successful. Now, all of these other things at the bottom here, we can teleport to us. They're from people that have dropped them or what have you. I don't really need a wrench. Some of these things we can sell. The guns I don't think are worth anything. I'm not sure the short blades are really worth much either. But this is the room where all that stuff would have come from. Okay, so let's switch back to the wrench, because we need to capture this guy, not kill him. He's not gonna know what happened to him. Whoa! We got problems! Got him. Okay. So what happened there is I went in before my wrench was off cooldown. It's got slow recovery, so you can see it takes 0.4 seconds like in real time, but in pause time, that's forever. So, yeah. He has a concussive gun, it looks like. Which... we'll just send it to the stash. We might as well grab all that stuff. Okay, let's pick this guy up. And now, if there's nothing else that I want here, we can just leave. These captains of the ship, they don't see us. We don't alert them because they're like all in their headgear. But if there's ever a timer and we need to extend it, we could take out the captain. Let's see. What else? I'm just seeing if there's anything I can show you guys in this one. Yeah, I'll show you like as an example. I'm gonna grab this gun. You see this guy coming here? Watch this. So this will blow out that section. If anybody was in there, they would have just got sucked out and killed. Like, okay, so he just walked in and then got sucked out of there and died. Tough life, but it happens, it happens. So this is a really early, like medium mission. Hard missions are another thing altogether. We have a whole bunch of bodies here, but that's fine. We can take them all. Now what's cool is, let's zoom way out here. Speed up some time. We actually have to go and like dump the body at this drop point up here. So mission's complete. Capture Magic Elvishek. Objective delivered to medical. And then it tells us what we did. Liberation progress. Doing pretty well. Doing pretty well. So let's do one more. Let's do a hard mission. Let's actually go to the shop. See how we can sell this, but it's for 0. The extreme range key cloner, I'm gonna sell for 1. The crash beam I'm gonna keep. The rechargeable visitor I'm gonna keep. I think everything else we'll keep. Just so that we have options. All right. We could also check at what they're selling. So there's things over here. Overpriced mystery crate for 70. Overpriced restockable impact subverter grenade launcher, which is pretty cool. Short blades, long blades, wrenches in plenty of supply. Gadget shop has a rechargeable crash beam as well. Gun shop, there's different types of guns. So there's quick, quiet versions. So like the quick means rapid fire. Quiet means that people around you won't hear it. Quiet, I believe, is, oh, it says here, 1 room. Audible range is shown as a radius in pause mode. So if you want to go like all lethal, you totally can. But it does alert them, so you got a little bit more problems to deal with. Grenade launchers, you know, they are what they are. Detonates after 2 seconds, kills everyone in the blast radius, destroys sentry guns. Pretty cool. Pod shop, so if we somehow lose our pod, which can happen, this is where you buy them and they cost 20 intel. And then here's our stash. We've got this extra concussive gun that we don't really need. So actually I'll just sell it from here even though it's 0, just get rid of it. Okay, so let's do a more difficult mission, shall we? Let's look at rescuing Alpheka Horologium. Horologium? We have 87 seconds to do this. It's already on its way. So as soon as we hit accept, 87 seconds starts counting down. We have to leave the place, dock in the place, and then do the mission. These guys have concussive guns and emergency shields. So if they're alerted, they're going to put up a temporary shield that reflects all damage. So we got to try and get them without alerting them. The bosses have a concussive shotgun. Yeah, sounds great. So that won't be easy to dodge. But the timer is running, so now we got a motor. Let's go. Okay, let's get an efficient... Whoa! We overshot it. We overshot it. 66 seconds real time, not in pause world. Alright, so let's get in here, let's pause and see what's going down. So this is the person I need to pick up. They're protected by a level 3 door. There's a level 3 key here. Looks like... From my position, we can either take out these 3 guards. I don't have a teleport, so I'm probably going to have to address them. We've got level 1 door here, level 1 door here. I can grab this key card from a distance, so that's nice. If I went through that level 1 door, then I could come down here. This is level 2. We can get level 2 key card from there. In this top area, there's explosives. I think we can try to avoid that entirely. Now, the cool thing is all these ships are randomly generated. Different ships every time. But the interesting thing is that the factions, they all have a certain style of ship, and they have a certain style of, like, combat, which is pretty cool. Okay, so let's take a look at the key cloner, for one. So I'm gonna grab that. This guy's cruising around, which I'm not a huge fan of. Okay, so I'm gonna bring him. Got him. Now, this thing here, this is a sentry gun. Instantly knocks you unconscious, can be blown up, crashed, or hacked. So we have the rechargeable crash beam, which I'm gonna trigger. I need to get a little bit closer. There we go. So now I don't have to worry about that taking me down. I gotta work around this guy somehow. Let's go... Here he comes. Oh, shoot. Okay, this is a problem. So now he's alerted. He's alerted. Reflects all incoming attacks. I think I just need to avoid him temporarily. This is going to cause some problems for sure. For sure. So one thing I could do, I have this rechargeable visitor, and it's this circle here. If I can get closer here, I could go in, take out the pilot, and then that'll stop the countdown, and I'll have more time to figure things out. So I think that might be the play. Oh, I might not even need to. Let's go, let's go, let's go. They're shooting at us. Okay, we got problems. We got big problems. The problem is that all of these guys have shields. So we're gonna have to figure out how we now deal with this. So these guys are gonna come running at us. I might as well grab the key. And then I'm going to try and lose these guys. I'm just going to hide until they relax a second. Now that the timer's gone, see, this is really crucial. Try and taking out that captain if we can. Whoa! Oh, this is... Hold on. We've got a sentry gun down here that I didn't see. That's a problem. Got him. Now, can I... What's the range on my crash beam? Not very far. I'm gonna go around this way. Okay, so we've got the package. The person. I actually think if we just cruise this way, I'm gonna have to take out one more guy. Oh! Oh, we failed that. I was going through the wall. Got him. Whew! That was cool. That was cool. All right. Now, that is like, okay, that's a quote-unquote hard mission, but we have seen nothing. There's some crazy, crazy, crazy missions with like huge ships and like tons of rooms and all sorts of other stuff. I should try and get this cargo. That's greedy though, isn't it? It's pretty greedy. Let's see. Is this thing gonna rotate? Uh-oh. 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 Gotta dodge, gotta dodge. We got problems, we got problems. Big problems. Oh, no! Dodge! Run! We've made a huge mistake. I'm getting out of here. I'm getting out. I'm getting out. I'm getting out. Woo! That was close. That was close. We got a little greedy there, but didn't quite pay for it. So now we're gonna go back to the home and we're gonna drop this in. Now, if you guys would like to see more, let me know. I can show you how we get to do liberations and all that kind of stuff. Once this is maxed out, then we can take on a liberation mission where we actually take control of somebody else. And actually, do we take... There's defector missions and there's liberation missions. Defector missions, I think we control somebody else for that specific time, and we have to do a set objective with the tools that we're given. It's all random. But yeah, I actually, like, I'm kind of addicted. Like, I don't want to stop. Because, like, it's really addictive to try and figure out these mini puzzles in every one of these spaceships, but... I'm gonna break here. Let me know what you guys think. I'm really open to hearing your thoughts on this, but it's cool. It's a really cool game. It's available on Steam. I think it's like 15 bucks. Like, it's cheap. And tons of replayability. Tons, because everything's randomly generated all the time. All your characters, all your backstories, all of your missions, all of your spaceships, the type of guns you get, everything. And it's pretty cool. I'm enjoying it a lot, as you can probably tell. So I'll break here. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked it, I normally don't ask this, but since it's the very first series of this game, or the first video in this series of this game, it really helps me out a lot. So that would be great. And if you're new to the channel, then consider subscribing if you enjoy it. Otherwise, we'll see you guys soon. Take care. Bye.